Hey, what's up everyone? Sean here, and welcome to another new video with a bunch of random facts. Now, in this one, we're going to be going through, it's going to be a sad one, I'm pretty sure. So, a sad one, but it's going to be about World War II. As always, as a preface before I begin, I am searching and pulling these facts directly from Google for sourcing and accuracy. If I cannot pronounce any words, or if I don't know how to say them or anything like that, I will spell them out for you slowly, or read them letter by letter, or do the best I can with pronunciation, that kind of thing. And as always, some of these may be, or many of these may be common facts to many of you, some of you, whatever might be, even for me. But again, this is always about learning. That's what these videos are for, is about learning new things, because I can almost, not guarantee, but hopefully you guys learn something, at least one or two new things with every video that I post, as always. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Again, so a bunch of random facts about World War II. Again, it'll be a sad video, but it is information. Here we go. World War II lasted from 1939 to 1945. It involves countries from every inhabited continent. It is generally considered the largest conflict in human history. The war began in Europe when Germany invaded Poland on September 1st, 1939. The United Kingdom and France declared war on Germany 2 days later. The conflict is often divided into the European and Pacific theaters. More than 100 million people served in military forces during the war. Tens of millions of civilians were also directly affected. The war accelerated technological development. Radar became an important military technology. Aircraft played a major role in the conflict. Tanks were central to many land battles. Aircraft carriers became increasingly important in naval warfare. Submarines disrupted shipping routes. Long-range bombers carried out strategic bombing campaigns. The war was fought on land, at sea, and in the air. Amphibious invasions were used in several major campaigns. Military logistics became essential to success. Railroads transported troops and supplies. Radio communication became vital for military coordination. Weather often influenced military operations. Intelligence gathering shaped many campaigns. Code breaking played an important role during the war. Industrial production became a key factor in victory. Civilian factories were converted to wartime production. Adolf Hitler led Germany during most of the war. Winston Churchill became Britain's Prime Minister in 1940. Franklin D. Roosevelt led the United States through most of the war. Joseph Stalin led the Soviet Union. Benito Mussolini led Italy until 1943. The major Allied powers, including the United States, the United Kingdom, Soviet Union, and China. Germany, Italy, and Japan formed the principal Axis powers. Italy later changed sides in the war after Mussolini's government fell. Neutral countries also existed throughout the conflict. Diplomacy continued during the war. Military alliances shifted over time. International conferences shaped Allied strategy. Wartime propaganda influenced public opinion. Governments encouraged civilians to support the war effort. Victory gardens became common in several countries. Food rationing affected millions of civilians. Fuel was rationed in many places. Metal recycling campaigns supported military production. Women entered industrial jobs in large numbers. Civil defense organizations trained volunteers. Blackout drills reduced visibility during air raids. Air raid shelters protected civilians. Sirens warned of incoming attacks. Civilian resistance became an important part of the war effort. Many families experienced wartime separation. The Battle of Britain was fought primarily in the air. The battle prevented a planned German invasion of Britain. Radar helped the British detect incoming aircraft. Fighter aircraft played a decisive role. Operation Barbarossa began in 1941. It became the largest land invasion in history. Harsh winters affected military operations. Supply shortages complicated campaigns. The Battle of Stalingrad marked a major turning point on the Eastern Front. Urban combat dominated much of the battle. The Soviet victory weakened German forces. The Battle of Kursk, K-U-R-S-K, Kursk involved one of the history's largest tank battles. Defensive preparations played a major role at Kursk. Germany increasingly fought defensive battles after 1943. The Eastern Front saw enormous casualties. Millions of soldiers fought there. Weather frequently affected operations. Rivers became major defensive lines. Bridges were strategic targets. Engineers built temporary bridges under combat conditions. Camouflage became increasingly sophisticated. Reconnaissance aircraft gathered battlefield information. Snipers played important roles in urban warfare. Artillery caused many battlefield casualties. Combined arms tactics became increasingly effective. Attack on Pearl Harbor brought the United States into the war. The attack occurred on December 7th, 1941. It took place in Pearl Harbor. Aircraft carriers were not in port during the attack. Battleships suffered heavy damage. The United States declared war on Japan the next day. Germany declared war on the United States shortly afterward. Battle of Midway was a major naval turning point. Aircraft carriers dominated the battle. Naval aviation replaced battleships as the dominant force at sea. Code breaking contributed to the Allied victory at Midway. Guadalcanal campaign was a key Pacific campaign. Island hopping became an important Allied strategy. Amphibious assaults were common in the Pacific. Jungle warfare presented unique challenges. Tropical diseases affected many soldiers. Coral reefs complicated amphibious landings. Supply ships supported island campaigns. Airfields were strategic objectives. Naval battles often occurred beyond visual range. Aircraft became the primary striking force. Long-distance logistics were essential in the Pacific. Submarines disrupted enemy shipping. Convoys protected merchant vessels. Escort ships defended convoys from submarines. The D-Day took place on June 6 of 1944. The invasion targeted the coast of Normandy. Thousands of ships supported the operation. Airborne troops landed behind enemy lines. Artificial harbors helped supply Allied forces. Weather delayed the invasion by 1 day. Beach obstacles slowed advancing troops. Engineers cleared mines and barriers. Allied forces established a beachhead. France was gradually liberated. Paris was liberated in August 1944. Allied armies advanced toward Germany. Germany launched the Battle of the Bulge later that year. It was Germany's final major offensive in the West. Snow and fog initially limited Allied air support. Allied forces eventually regained momentum. Fuel shortages hindered German operations. Bridges became important military objectives. Railroad networks supported advancing armies. Engineers repaired damaged infrastructure. Pontoon bridges crossed rivers. Mobile repair units kept vehicles operating. Medical evacuation systems improved survival rates. Field hospitals treated wounded soldiers. Blood transfusion techniques advanced during the war. Penicillin became more widely available during World War II. Military medicine improved significantly. Field radios improved battlefield communication. Jeeps became versatile military vehicles. Amphibious vehicles assisted beach landings. Tanks evolved rapidly during the war. Self-propelled artillery increased mobility. Anti-aircraft guns defended against aircraft. Flamethrowers were used in some combat situations. Military engineers built roads and airfields. Portable bridges supported advancing armies. Camouflage techniques became more advanced. Weather forecasting supported military planning. Meteorologists advised commanders. Portable radar units expanded during the war. Sonar improved submarine detection. Convoy escorts protected shipping lanes. Merchant ships transported essential supplies. Liberty ships were mass-produced cargo vessels. Wartime shipbuilding expanded dramatically. Aircraft factories operated around the clock. Women worked in aircraft production. Assembly line and manufacturing increased output. Scientific research accelerated during the conflict. Wartime innovation influenced post-war technology. The Holocaust resulted in the murder of approximately 6 million Jewish people. Millions of other victims were also persecuted and killed by the Nazi regime. Concentration camps existed across occupied Europe. Extermination camps were created specifically for mass murder. Survivors' testimonies remain essential historical records. Museums preserve Holocaust history. The war crimes trials followed the conflict. The Nuremberg trials prosecuted major Nazi leaders. International law developed after the war. The concept of crimes against humanity gained greater legal recognition. Refugees displaced by the war numbered in the millions. Entire cities suffered extensive destruction. Civilian casualties were immense. Strategic bombing damaged industrial centers. Many historic buildings were destroyed. Reconstruction continued for years after the war. Food shortages affected many countries. International relief organizations assisted survivors. Returning soldiers reintegrated into civilian life. Veterans organizations expanded after the war. Many countries built new memorials. War cemeteries were established across Europe and Asia. Historians continue uncovering wartime records. Archaeologists still discover wartime artifacts. World War II remains one of the most extensively studied events in history. Battle of Berlin marked the final major battle in Europe. Germany surrendered unconditionally in May of 1945. Victory in Europe Day is celebrated on May 8th in many countries. Fighting continued in the Pacific after Germany's surrender. The United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Japan announced its surrender soon afterward. Formal surrender documents were signed on September 2nd, 1945. World War II officially ended in 1945. The United Nations was founded the same year. Many national borders changed after the war. The global balance of power shifted significantly. The United States and Soviet Union emerged as superpowers. The Cold War developed in the years that followed. Reconstruction transformed many economies. War-damaged infrastructure was rebuilt. Advances in aviation continued after the war. So there's a bunch of random facts and knowledge about World War II. And I'm sorry if it's a sadder video of knowledge, but it is still facts about the history of the world in some way. So I do hope you guys enjoyed it at least a little bit. As always, if you have any more information or knowledge about World War II that you want to comment, please do so below. If you have any future videos or ideas about videos, I should say, for anything like that in the future, comment that below too. I hope you enjoyed and learned something a little bit more, just with every video I make here for you guys. If you enjoyed this video at all, give it a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe for more knowledge of life and facts about everything in the world. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you all in the next one.